Thanks for staying tuned. I'm Stanford Howard with the November 25th Monday edition of the Hgp Sportscast. In football, West Rungville defeats Marian Academy and South Rungville played to a draw against Smith's Memorial on week 3 of the Small to Girls Pee Wee football competition. More in this report. The girls on the 11 football competition has gotten into the business end of things. With 6 matches slated to be played last Sunday, the young footballers took to the field to showcase their skills. In the first 2 clashes of the day, patrons witnessed the defending champions West Rungville going up against Marian Academy girls. The first match saw much improvement in both teams with ball play, which led to a first half stalemate. With a resumption into the second half, it just took 5 minutes for Tiana George to put the West girls on the board, giving them the lead throughout the remainder of the game for the win 1-0. Meanwhile, Genesis and St. Stephen's remained scoreless throughout, resulting in a draw. In the third game, Tugville went up against F.E. Pollard and showed no mercy as they handed their opponents a 4-0 defeat. The goals started to rain just minutes into the match from Kaziem James, who completed a double in the 5th and 15th minutes. Sharita Carmichael in the 29th minute and Chanel Lovell in the 30th minute. The fourth game, which was surely the Martha Chase show, as she registered 5 goals in the game for her team in the 7th, 8th, 14th, 27th, and the 30th minutes to give North Georgetown the victory over Redeemer Primary. The day ended with the final 2 clashes of the third and final round of the round-robin segment between South Rungville and Smith's Memorial, which ended in a 2-all draw. Those goals came from South Rungville's Brianna Elliott, who netted a double in the 10th and 27th minutes, and from Smith's Memorial Fiona Gibbs in the 5th minute and Akisha Abrams in the 15th minute. St. Margaret's fell heavy to Tamari in a 4-0 defeat. Angel Bailey was the mastermind behind the onslaught with a hat-trick of goals in the 5th, 9th, and 22nd minutes, with Atiel Trotman adding the 4th goal in the 14th minute. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. In boxing, young boxers preparing to defend Guyana at the December 4-9 Caribbean Boxing Championship can breathe a little lighter after the sports ministry intervened, coughing up $500,000 and tax waivers on the team's airfare. Jaden Samuels spoke with the director of sport on Monday.
In boxing news, defending champs Guyana can feel a whole lot better as preparation continues for the locals to defend their CBC title in Trinidad and Tobago from December 4-9. Encampment for the region's premier box-off will commence at the National Gymnasium this Tuesday, following which the team will wing out to the Twin Island Republic on the morning of December 4. Guyana will field a 22-man team spearheaded by 2 of the most fearsome young boxers in the region, young bantamweight Kevin Alicock and Desmond Amsterdam, operating in the middleweight category. HGP Sport spoke with Sport Director Christopher Jones earlier on Monday regarding the ministry's contribution ahead of the championship.
The ministry granted, given them the tax waivers on all of their tickets and whatnot. We provided them with the transportation to get to the airport and back. We provided them with accommodation at the gymnasium for the encampment, which will start from tomorrow. And the NSE has given them $500,000. I think tomorrow they're supposed to collect the check.
The local contingent will also feature Caribbean junior female champions siblings Abiola and Alicia Jackman. Jaden Samuels, HGP Sport.
Thank you, Jaden. Shamari Welsh, Louise De Silva, Grand Finance, and Tiana Gomes all took home their respective titles in the Farfan and Mendez Junior Skills Level Squash Tournament. More in this report. The final squash tournament on the 2019 calendar concluded with some superb play over the weekend. The Caribbean #1 player Shamari Welcher faced off with Samuel Inchcaval. The battle between the 2 talented players were on full display throughout the 3-set match. Both youngsters played some great squash and Inchcaval earned a respectable 7 points in the third game. but the maestro Wilshire calmly paced his shots and worked the court to achieve a clean slate in the tournament, not dropping a single game. The range of play for the top junior players was outstanding, and the execution of their shots rang out with the sheer pace of the ball, hitting the front wall as he finished the match with a 11-5, 11-3, 11-7 win. In Category B, a much improved Marian Bakash topped the group of four with a clean slate of 3-0. His final match saw a valiant effort from the talented Christian Gomes in the first game where she earned 8 points, but Bakash dominated the tee and moved Gomes around the court with a calculated precision for 2 consecutive 11-4 games. While in Category C, Luis De Silva copped that title. Category D, Dirheren Passad defeated Ryan Boyce, with Category E and F saw Grand Finance and Abanif Singh, who was honored with the most improved boy, Safrin Summers with the most improved girl, and Duran Passad with the most outstanding boy. For HGP Sport, I am Stanford Howard. And finally, 592 Lager Beer Inter-Village Tournament continued over the weekend on the east coast of Demerara. Samuel Gillis was there and found this report.
The highlight of the weekend on the east coast of Demerara was a double-header football match at the Golden Grove Community Center ground, which provided a platform for village rivalry hosted by 592 Lager Beer. The fixture saw Mahaika coming down to the west to meet Plaisance. The fans were entertained as the players were actively engaged in trying to score goals. In the first half, a quick moving Mahaika dribbled and tackled Plaisance to the point of deducing the first and only goal of that game. The coach of Mahaika spoke with Nightly News after a scoreless second half.
Well, the strategy of the game, we play a 4-4-2 defensive, right? And you know, the most important thing is that we just explain to the players them to be constructive, play constructive football. And you know, when you play constructive football, you end up becoming victorious.
The second game of the evening saw the home team Golden Grove facing off with BV. The score at the end of the first half stood at 1-0 in favor of BV. Other games over the weekend saw Paradise dismantle Victoria 3-1, while Ansgrove edged Melanie 1-0. Winner of the overall event will pocket $300,000 and the champion trophy, with the second, third, and fourth place finishers collecting $150,000, $175,000 respectively. Individual prizes will also be awarded for the most valuable player and the best goalkeeper. Among the other sponsors of the event were Bakewell Guyana Incorporated and Colin Talbot Construction Services. For HGP Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
Thank you, Samuel. And that's all we have for this edition of the HGP Sportscast. But do remember, many men go fishing all of their lives without knowing that it is not fish they're after. Over to you, Handel. Goodbye for now.